Now then, guys, so I just want to show you how you can develop your kick to handstand. So it's a three-step process to learning it. It starts with partial kicks. Once they're sufficient and you can do them consistently every single time, you then move on to split kicks, where you're actually starting to hold the handstand position with a slight split or with a split. And again, once they're consistent, you then move to a full kick up to handstand. So first of all, we'll just look at these partial kicks. So all that's happening here is we're performing a small kick up to handstand. Okay, so from here, my eyes are fixing on a particular point where my hands are going to go. So I'm looking exactly where my hands, at the center of where my hands are going to be placed on the floor. Okay, so if you need to just do a couple of practice runs to get where that is, and then also if you need to put some sort of marker down to keep your eyes fixed on to know that your hands are going either side of that, that's absolutely fine. Okay, from here, yeah, so I'm showing you that I'm doing that here. From here, I'm going to start to fall into the position. Okay, you can see the hands scoop down, and then as soon as I make contact with the floor, I'm kicking with the front leg. Okay, and just getting that weight a little bit into the hands. It's just a partial kick. The weight's still staying behind our center, behind our hands. So our center of mass is staying behind our hands. So, you know, roughly where our hips are, that's behind the hands. That's meaning that I'm not going to feel like I'm actually, you know, in a handstand, really. It's just going to feel like I'm doing a little kick into my hands, and then I'm going to come back down to my feet. Okay, notice as I come back up, I finish exactly where I start, and then I can begin my next rep straight away. Down, this rep should look the same, and back into the start position. Okay, keeping balance throughout it, keeping consistency throughout it. Once that's doable, once you can do 5 of them in a row with no problem, you know, keeping your balance, kicking the same, then you can move on to the split kick. Okay, that's your partial kick. That's step 1. Step number 2 is your split kick. Okay, this is very, very similar. All that's happening here is we are adding a little bit more kick and actually trying to get our weight into our hands a bit more, so we feel the handstand balance. You can see there a bit more kick. I'm holding for a moment in that handstand position, feeling that balance point, and then when it's time for me to come down, so pause it. When it's time for me to come down here, I'm pulling the back leg down towards the floor. Even if I go too far here and I start to feel like I'm going to fall, I can use the pull of the back leg. That's the beauty of the split. I can use the pull of the back leg to bring you back to the floor. Just like if you're balancing on a rail, and if you're going down one way, you can pull your arm back this way to try and continue balancing. It's the same in this movement. Okay, so one more time. Kicking a little bit harder, feeling the balance, and then coming down. Again, once you can do about 5 of them in a row consistently, balancing at the top. So, balancing for at least 3 seconds and always coming back to your feet, ready to go again. You do 5 of them in a row. Then you can move on to the final one, which is the same, except here I am bringing my legs together. So slightly different angle, but from here you can see the exact same start position. The eyes are fixed, hands go either side of where the eyes are. I'm kicking up, and at the top, I feel that split position. Once I feel it, I bring the legs together. And when I say together, it's like a scissor, okay? It's not this leg's over here, this leg's going to come all the way over. That's a recipe for falling over, okay, and having to bail or roll. Also, it's not bringing this one to that one, because that's a recipe for always come back down to your feet. It's like a scissor. So the legs are here, and then we bring them together and then meet in the middle over our hands. Okay. So do some sort of talking here about something obviously really interesting. And here's another way you can do it. It's all to say, like, you can do it with your arms overhead if you prefer. If you're one of them people who sort of caves in the shoulders when they kick up, starting with your arms up can be really useful. But here's the same principle. Find the split and then bring the legs together. And then I come down. Hopefully I do one more. I feel like I don't know, just in case I fail. But yeah, again, that's the final step, guys. So once you can do that, you can obviously effectively kick up to handstand. And that's the final stage of development. Just once more, partial kicks, 5 reps consistently, split kicks, 5 reps consistently with a 3-second hold at the top of that one. And then this is your full kick to handstand. Okay, once you can do consistent reps of this, then you're able to get in that handstand position really well.